It's me again, Nishma Karim from Fit Inspired Mama. I am so excited to be here today. I'm talking today with Ashika Lasani, and the topic is sex and food. Now, who doesn't want to talk about sex? Like, seriously. So why we're here today is because women, well, all of us, right? We're tired. We get home, we're exhausted. We come home, we are drenched. We are not able to do everything that we want to do. Our partners want to be touched. Our partners want to have sex. We want to feel comfortable. We are tired. We're overwhelmed. There's so much going on in our lives. But the biggest impact of our life comes with our partners, who they are and what they are to us. Unfortunately, when we have kids too as well, it gets a lot more difficult to be with your partner. And that is what this show is about today, is how to take care of ourselves and how to be us when we're around our partners. What is the things that we can do to be more confident in our own skin? So I have Ashika Lasani here today to talk about sex and food. We have a fabulous conversation yesterday, and this is a conversation that you need to listen to. If you do get a chance to listen to this, also make sure you do subscribe to this as well, because when you subscribe, I'm able to do more and more and more podcasts for you. I hope you enjoy and have a wonderful day. Okay, so let's start with this. Let's talk about sex and food. I have Ashika here with me, and honestly speaking, like, who doesn't want to talk about sex? I do.
That song is going through my head. Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me.
I was thinking, how do I add that on YouTube and not get into trouble? Like,
There's a way. I mean, there's be a lot of like beep beep beeps, but you get the point.
Right? Exactly. So I'm bringing Ashika in today because I want to talk about sexuality. I'm talking about, as we grow older, we have our partners, right? And we are very sexual with our partners when we meet them, right? That's how we meet, right? That's exactly how
the honeymoon stage, right?
Honeymoon stage, it feels great. It feels awesome. All right, then what happens? We lose the drive. Why? Because we have kids.
Yeah. Oh, them. Yes, them. The kids.
Well, I think I'm going to blame it on them right now.
Yeah. Well, the kids kick in, the expectations kick in, just the routine kicks in, and then nothing is spontaneous anymore.
That physical kiss, that
yes.
hug, or that touch that becomes a chore for us all of a sudden. It's, hi, how you doing? Good. Where are the kids? They're upstairs.
And you're like waving at each other from across the room. You're like, oh, hi, you're still here. Okay.
So let's talk about this. Why does this happen?
Wow. I think what happens is going in, we think that chemistry, that sexual attraction is always going to just be there miraculously. It will always just be present. Right. And some of us, we forget that to keep that up, it does require a little bit of work. It requires a little bit of effort. And when you throw kids into the mix, you're already giving the kids so much effort, time, and energy that by the time it comes to your partner and you're like, you know what, I have nothing to give anymore. And you know what, like, we've had the best time of our life. Now it's time to be parents. But that's the missing link, is like we forget that we're partners first, and then we became parents. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's sort of that's what I would say for myself, and like what I've noticed with some people is like that it just becomes like marriage becomes, the partnership becomes just like a commitment.
A companion. You're so used to them all of a sudden, and it's like he's just there and he's going to be there. It's like we're taking them for granted.
For granted, yeah. Well, we take each other for granted,
I think
right?
So.
Like both the partnership, and you just think, okay, well, we're married, so there you go, done.
It's written in paper.
It's written in paper, right? We don't have to try anymore, and and then like
I get that you still have to do.
But no, it requires effort, because here's the thing, is like what happens once eventually the kids grow up, they're out of the house, and you turn around to this person who's sleeping next to you and you think, excuse me, do I know you?
So, a very similar fact, I've actually read a little bit about it where
Mm-hmm.
two parents, they're the mom and dad are with their kids and they've grown their kids up, and everything they really talk about is, what they do at school, how they're doing, and it's all about the kids. Everything they do is about the kids. Now, when the kids get older and they're moved out and they're in university or wherever they've gone, now it's just those two. Now they have nothing to talk about. And it
Right.
becomes this thing where it's like, there's no spark any longer, and that's how things start to rip apart in relationships. And I think the most important thing is, even if we do have kids, I think that bond between your partner, even, yeah, sexual, I would say, is very
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
needs to be there, even if it's once a week, even if it's
Yes.
once, or it doesn't have to be every single day, even though I know the man would
Hey,
love
you know what? If you wanted all the power to you, all the power to you.
it
But
needs to be there. And I think there has
yeah.
to be that date night. Now, the whole
Yes.
problem is right now is COVID. We can't just leave the kids and go, right? So what is it that we can do now in order to keep that relationship so strong,
Yeah.
even with having our kids? That is the question that we're all looking for. And not just that, Ashika, I want to talk to you about all the fun sexual treats that we can eat to be sexy as well. And at the same time,
There's gonna be a lineup at the grocery store when this airs, Nishma.
and I want to talk about how to look sexy and what to wear and how to get your husband like, whew, is this my
Yeah.
wife?
Yeah.
Let's talk all that, because honestly speaking, I think right now, as a woman, we need that. And as men, we're looking for it. So we're all there, we're waiting for it. The biggest thing is school is on right now. Kids are in school. Work is on. We're all working.
Yeah.
So give me some ideas as a woman that we can do to be able to be like that with our partners.
Yeah. Well, I like the fact that you mentioned date nights, and you can still pick a day of the week or on the weekend that you can have like an evening wine or a dinner once the kids go to bed. But I think for me, it's so important to have something small daily, even like to keep that sensual side still be a part of marriage. I think, to keep that chemistry, well, not even marriage, like even if a partnership and you're living together and you have kids together, it's so important to have just that sensuality rather than, taking that extra minute to just kiss someone on the cheek before you walk out the door, or even just a gentle, like, a hand gesture that just on your shoulder, or even a hug, or to get up in the morning and look at each other and say, good morning.
Yeah.
Right. Because we just take that for granted. Like the alarm rings, we hop out of the bed, we get the kids ready, and then you have your coffee in your hand, your bag on, and you're like, okay, bye, see you later. So that, or even right now, when COVID, even if you're working from home, that person is in front of you, and you're like, oh God, it's you again. But it's so important to not get into that rut, because at the end of the day, we get into this rut where routine sets in. So I find that little things on a daily basis, it's going to require effort to do. Right. Just, if you see your partner in the kitchen or see your partner on the sofa, just go over and just give them a hug, like just like that, because that's very sensual. I remember like sometimes I used to like, I even, even if we're in the same room, I can like send a text to somebody and be like, I see you.
Yeah.
Just that, because it's just something you've been thinking about. It just brings a smile on that person.
I think I sent my husband a text today. I said, I want you to rip my clothes off and think of me in any reality that you want and make it a reality when you come home. And he just like,
oh my God, Nisha.
LOL. And that's all he gave me. And I'm like, that's it. That's
LOL.
all I get from you. Like, what is that? All right. So I'm going to tell you the story. As after a lot of people that know me that has been following my podcast knows that Postpartum and depression has been my biggest aspect of my life when I've had my kids, miscarriages. Throughout my life, me and my husband were always fighting. We would always have that. We would always fight. We would always have issues. I never understood him. I didn't want to understand him. I always wanted it my way. And the really good part about my husband is that he held his cool with me all the way through, knowing that I was not okay. So that is something that really I understood after. I didn't understand right away. And though all this is going on, sex was never in the picture. I would never, those little small things, those kisses, those hugs, they were really not there, right? It was just about having this child crying all day in the corner, or I'm not okay, I'm not messed up, I'm not feeling comfortable with my skin.
You don't want to be touched. It's like,
leave me alone, right?
Leave me alone. Yeah.
And we feel that way. A lot of women feel that way. And it's a very big, huge discussion to talk about when that does happen. But when things started to fall into place for me, I started to realize that I'm taking things for granted. I'm taking the fact that, I used to tell him, and to make me feel better, I used to tell him that, why are you not getting me flowers? And I would make him buy me flowers every Friday. And every Friday would come, and some Fridays he would completely forget the flowers. And I would get so upset, like, what, you don't think about me? Like, what's going on? And then I realized that's not how you deal with a relationship. We always doubt our partners. Doubting is a big thing. I used to doubt him. I think that I think with my family background of cheating with my parents and, having them go separated, I became very, how do you call it? I became controlling. I kind of want to see if he's doing that behind my back too. So I had that kind of problem. A lot of women will probably have that issue too. Is he doing it? And then I realized you need to love yourself so much to understand that you need to give space to your partner. We all need that space. You need to give your husband space. It's his right. I need to give myself space. It's my right. I cannot force him to do something just because he can't do it. He does not know how to celebrate my birthday. Okay. He does not know how to celebrate an anniversary. He's just never done that in his life. It took me years to understand that he's that person. Why don't we love our partners the way they are? And just every day before he leaves for work, he'd give me a little kiss or a peck on the cheek and he'll leave. I keep that as a gratitude. He comes home and I'll make him, hello, I want a kiss, I want a hug, right? I've noticed those small things, like you said, that we should do makes a big difference in our communication, in being together. We're not perfect. We still do fight, but that happens. And you know what? It gets difficult when the kids are around too. Sometimes we're just kind of like going at each other, not realizing that it's just not appropriate, but it happens. We're family.
Right.
But those little things, right? Like a little kiss on the cheek, a little hug, knowing that you need to self-love in order to love those around you. I think that's the biggest clue, even with sexual desires. You have to love yourself in order to let them love you the way you want to. I don't know if you've heard about those 5 languages of love.
5 love languages. That's that's exactly what I'm thinking is, everybody's love language is different, right? So at the end of the day, we can't expect our partners to be like us. Yeah. Like you might say, okay, buy me flowers. Maybe his love language is a more like a physical touch. Right? Maybe it's a physical touch rather than a gift. Maybe it's actually spending that time too. So when we expect things from our partner, you take that romance out of it. And then whether it's the woman saying it to the man or the man saying it to the woman, either way, expectation really puts a damper on a relationship. It puts strain on a relationship. And if there's strain in a relationship, the sexual intimacy is going to suffer. And on the flip side of it is, if a woman isn't accepting of herself. So when we talk about self-love, what is self-love? Self-love is self-acceptance, right? Really accepting where you are now and being comfortable with your body. And one of the biggest things I find that helps a woman feel sexy and keeps that chemistry on her part is that she can look in the mirror and turn herself on. Like, you can look in the mirror and say, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It's true. Like, for me, that was, after having kids, our bodies change, right? And like we talked about in the postpartum episode, that it's really learning to care for the new body, like the mom is born, right? And I mean, I gotta tell you, I have come across some really sexy moms. Like, it's, I mean, all of us on social media, like, we're all moms and we're just fucking hot as hell. I gotta tell you, we're all, it's just, but it's because we know our bodies, and we accept that no one is perfect, but there's a perfect person for you. Yes. Right? They're not perfect, but they're perfect for you. And to understand that, if it's sensuality you want from your partner, if it's sexual chemistry, if it's, the love and attention, you have to understand what you want from your partner. It's fair to say that you need to give that to yourself. If not, we're looking for that sexual validation from our partners. And yes, some of it we do need, obviously, that sexual validation, like, we're human, right? So it is needed, but a lot of that really needs to come from within, and say, like, if I can turn my partner on and I can turn myself on.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Think about this. We're tired. Women are exhausted. They're working. Some of them are working. Husbands are working. They come home. They're exhausted. They got to think about dinner and the kids and feed them and homework. And then they got to put them to bed.
At that, yeah. I mean, that like, hello, we've all been there, right? And you're like, please, like, just get that away from me. Like, not right now.
So that love and sexual with that.
At that point, I think, communication is big, right? It's all on how you handle it. And yes, sometimes, something comes out of your mouth and you're like, shouldn't have said it that way. And you can go back and just have that open communication. But at that point, also just say, you know what, I'm really tired. Can we just maybe hang out and watch a movie? Like, I just don't want to do anything sexual. I think a lot of men and women, like, if they're tired, they do it out of obligation.
Just to keep the man happy.
And there's sometimes that men are tired too, but they're just engineered differently, right?
We are.
Like, we need a man on the show to see, like, how does it work? Okay, because us women, when we're done. Shop is closed. Yeah. You can hold my finger. That's as much as it's gonna get in here. But that's the thing, like, for it's so important for women to communicate that and say, you know what, I'm tired, because we have to honor ourselves.
We really are.
Right? We have to honor ourselves and honor our energy. And it doesn't always have to be sex. Like, and at the end of it, even if you have sex, you don't always have to, like, finish with an orgasm. You can still have that sexual connection and cuddle and do the foreplay and let that be it. Sometimes, or just sit down and watch a movie together and cuddle and share popcorn, and that's, like, still keeps it. But it's the daily little things.
Yes, I totally agree with you. That little kiss, so that little hug.
Yeah.
I think energy is a big thing with that. Our energies have to be okay with doing some of those things. Our energies here really, really big with that. Because if we're just going to go, bye, like, go, like, that's not.
Yeah, exactly. Then it's like, then it's I don't know, someone you're passing by in the bus, right? Like, hey,
bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. And if there isn't, again, I think communication is so big. Like, even say, and also is that when you have two partners who've been each other's partner for a long time, it's also good to learn to try something different, because sometimes it can become a routine. Let's be realistic here. Sometimes it can become a routine. So when you have that open communication, and as women, I think more so for us, like, we need to speak up a little bit more and say, hey, let's try something different. Let's try this, or let's try that. Like, if I'm seeing somebody and I'm with my and I'm with a partner, don't come to me at the end of the day looking for sex. It needs to start in the morning, meaning I need those messages. I need a good morning, beautiful. It has to, don't just show up and be like, here I am, here's the prize. No, thank you.
Oh, I don't want that. That is so true. You
Mm-hmm.
need that, because sometimes that's what you don't get. Like, I think about it sometimes. It's like, why can you not just be that, oh, I miss you. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
I really miss you. I hope you're doing well. What are you guys doing
Yes.
today? Oh,
Yeah.
I miss,
Yeah.
holding your hand, or
Yeah.
little things that, ooh, what are you wearing today? Like,
Yeah.
it does make a big difference in your
It
life. And
does.
that's really, really different. Like, and so here's the thing though, if men don't do it for you, do it to them.
Do
And
it to them.
goes, because honestly speaking, when you start the conversation, it gets even more hotter. And the man
Yes.
is kind of like, oh my God, like, this is
Yeah.
I want this.
I
And
mean,
I don't believe you anymore. He says, you just talk shit, he says.
we should bring him in. Where is he? Get him in.
I don't believe what you say anymore. I'm not going to say anything to you anymore. I'm like, come on, just play with me. Today I was like, the kids were there. We're all just wearing a shirt.
Yeah.
He's like, I guess our windows are all open. And he's like,
Yeah.
oh, everyone's seeing the show. I'm like, so you want to touch it? Yes, do you want to touch it?
I mean, he's in the show with you,
See, but that's the thing though. I think even by having fun, it's a really good way to just
Playful.
Have fun and just let it just flow. Which it took a long time to get there, is in a relationship wise, where a lot of times a lot of people are still right at the end and they're not able to get to that stage. Before it's too late, you don't want that to happen. So this is the biggest topic right here, because that's what I'm saying. Okay, hold on a second. There could be something else.
Yeah.
Our hormones could be playing a big game on us right now.
Oh boy.
The way we feel and the way we eat, the way that we have our day-to-day life. Okay, you're really good at this. So explain this to me, because I know a bit of it, knowing that I've looked into my books, but I know you're doing this, and I want you to hormones plays a
hormones.
Okay. This.
So women, we are just one giant walking hormone.
Right.
Okay. That's how we operate, right? When our estrogen levels are low or our progesterone levels are high, and then if both are low, then our testosterone levels are high. It's like we do a flip. We can be stressed, and then our cortisol levels are high, and all the nutrients really goes to feed the cortisol levels. So our sex hormones are the most vulnerable, right? So a lot of times women are highly stressed, their libido can go down. Same thing for men too. But again, like, they don't speak out as much about it, but I'm sure that they do go, this does happen to them. But, for the sake of today, like, two women having this conversation, for women, a sex drive is gone. So a lot of times then we think, is there something wrong with me? Or if I'm not connecting, is there something wrong? And then if we're not communicating that to the partner, then the partner's like, oh, am I not doing something right? Or maybe she's not attracted to me anymore. Or we think, well, maybe he's not attracted to me, right? So you're on this hormonal, emotional roller coaster. And what's happening is your body is in a state of fight or flight. And the last thing you think about is sex. You're thinking, are the kids fed? Is everybody sleeping? Is the laundry done? Are the dishes done? All of this takes precedent to your actual intimacy with your partner, right? So when it comes to looking at hormones, like really even nutrition, like nutrition is so big. So if you are somebody who is has a challenged libido, who's suffering from low libido, really pay attention to what you are eating nutritionally, right? Look at your gut health. Look at your stress level as well. Are you digesting properly? Maybe you're not breaking down the nutrients that you're eating, so your cells and your hormones are not getting the essential energy it needs. So if none of that is happening, I mean, how are you going to get aroused if your dopamine hormone isn't up to par, right? Your serotonin, like, which is about 85 to 90% in the gut, is not really being nourished, right? Your estrogen, your progesterone, your testosterone levels, they're out of whack. So it really will affect your sex drive, and especially if you've just recently had a baby as well. You know, it's like there's so much pressure for women to get back into, you know, having sex, and, well, I don't want my husband to feel left out, or, you know, like I don't want to lose that interest, or is there something wrong with me? And we put so much stress on our body, and sometimes we just need to let go of all those expectations, right? And when it comes to stress, we take so much responsibility.
Yeah, I when I'm listening to what you're saying, I'm thinking of more of calming your nerves slowly. I think
Yes.
that we're all going through a lot in our lives, especially right now with COVID.
Yes.
Not just, even if COVID was not here, we're going through it even when we gave
Yeah.
birth, like you said, right?
Yep.
Our hormones are all over the place, and I feel it more like, take that deep breath every time you feel like there's just too much going on. And when you take that deep breath,
Yeah.
you start to realize what's around you. And while you're around there and while you're doing what you're doing, you kind of realize little things that you never did realize when you're going too fast during the day. Your day goes by so quickly, you're in that mood, you're not okay. And, you know, you're thinking about your kids, you're basically thinking about everything, but you haven't stopped during that day to take that deep. And just all of a sudden, just take that deep breath and look around and just be grateful for where you are right there and then, and feel that energy just change. And I think that's what I see, because our hormones play a big role with that, with stress. And we need that every day. Just take that deep breath. And I know it works because I do it all the time.
It does work. It's like your personal awareness, right? Just becoming aware. And when we're in the motion of life, we actually, you know, it's like driving. You know, we've all done this. Is you get into your car, it's from point A to point B, and you have no idea how you got there, but you just do it. That happens in life. And you just pass your partner in the morning and you pass your partner at night, and you don't know where the day went. And then another big thing that a lot of women don't realize that affects our sex drive is how well you're sleeping. What is your quality of sleep? Not quantity, because everyone's quantity is different, right? Depending on your age as well. But sleep has such a big it's such a contributing factor to your sexual health. And exercise. You know, are you moving your body? Are you allowing these endorphins to be released into your blood? I mean, think about it. We know that our lymphatic system, like, it needs exercise to pump, right? If not, blood is going to get stagnant. So if blood is stagnant, how can the nutrients that need to reach your cells flow? Where are they going to go? How are they going to get to them? Right. So exercise is so important. I mean, we were just talking like earlier about how it takes oxygen to the brain. So it helps with fatigue. So if you're fatigued and you're exhausted, the last thing you want to do is have sex. And maybe all you need is just to add a little bit of movement. You add a little bit of movement, you get your libido. Like for me, I feel like the weeks when I'm like exercising consistently, you know, at the end, like, I'm just on fire. Like, I'm just, you know, feeling myself. I'm like, okay, your skin glows differently. Your hair just flows, like everything changes about you.
Yeah.
Right.
an amazing thing ever is just
Amazing.
exercise. I don't care if
Yeah.
it's walking for 20 minutes or 30 minutes. I don't
Do
care if it's jogging.
something.
I don't care if you're doing a workout at the gym. Whatever it is that you do that you love,
Yeah.
that is what's going to just get you out there. Just to
Yeah.
change your mood
That's right.
completely.
Yeah. And to understand like our partners, like men, they're not mind readers.
No.
And let's not expect them to be mind readers. I'm a big believer on like a woman just to speak up about her sexuality,
Yeah.
right? If something's not working in bed, talk about it, right? Something is working, talk about it. Same thing. It's like, it's it's funny because when you go to tell a guy, we need to talk, and they're like, oh shit, right? But that's right. But then sometimes, like, you know what? Can we talk? That was really great. That thing you did, and that was really great.
Yeah. Ooh, I like that one.
Right? So just let's talk about it. Don't always just talk about the bad things. I talk about the good things because it's kind of like a pat on their back. Be like, yeah, that was good.
Oh, they love to be. They love
Yes.
to be acknowledged. They love it. They love it so much. If he does the dishes, he's like, did you see I did the dishes?
Hey.
You did such a good job. Thank you.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, the sex. Oh, yes, absolutely. Especially bed. Ooh, that felt good. You did the right thing. Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Feel
Yeah.
good.
I mean, that's the thing. Like if I'm doing something and I'm with I'm with my partner and my partner is not like feeling it, I would 110% be open to hearing, hey, I don't like that. Can we do this? Right. But I mean, men are easily pleased. Again. But it's really like it's really for that woman, like it's say for instance, if you have like a mirror in your room, right, to look at yourself when you are sexual with your partner, it's like that even can turn you on. A lot of women, they don't want to look at themselves, and so if we're not accepting our body and having that insecurity, it's going to be really hard to have an honest a connection, like a true sensual connection, right? So when women, when we suffer with body dysmorphia, right, we're not, or we're not accepting ourselves and we're feeling very uncomfortable in the body, that's where it should start first. Not thinking that, okay, if I have sex with my partner, I'm going to feel great. No, it's I need to feel great. Like I want to feel great for myself, like you were saying earlier, is I want to feel great. I want to feel attractive. I want to feel beautiful. I want to put that lipstick on and say, damn, yes,
That was
and
the second question. A second question that you've got to tell me, how can we feel sexy, happy during our day-to-day lives? Like I'm just thinking, what do you do, Ashika, to feel sexy every single day?
well, first of all, for me is it starts with nutrition. Like
Right.
what I feed, hydration keeps
Like,
my skin. Well, yeah, it starts with food,
yes.
right? Everyone was gonna think, okay, she's gonna say like makeup, this. No, it starts with food, of course. It does start with food. It feels because your gut. Always remember, ladies. Okay, the serotonin that's made in the gut, that is your happy hormone. Okay, then you've got your dopamine, which is motivation. You add those two together and that's fire, right? It's like sexual heat right there. So really for me it starts in the kitchen, not the sex, but well, maybe, I don't know,
Woohoo!
Woo!
You should actually take a photo of that with a smoothie and having that.
Right. Actually, I'm working on a reel that's coming out this weekend. So like, but yeah, it starts for me is nutrition. So what I feed my body, how hydrated I keep my skin. Second is also what I do is I dry brush every
Oh, I've
morning.
heard of that. You know what's so funny? I still haven't done it. Okay,
Oh
tell
my
me.
God, you have to do it. So when you're dry brushing, you are doing it from your ankle or like all the way from your toe upwards to your body. So it's always towards the heart,
Okay.
right? And it's gentle circles. And what that does, it's stimulates your lymphatic system. So it gets the blood flowing to the surface of your, like to the top surface, right? The first layer of the skin. And when you have blood that's stimulated, it's stimulated everywhere, like even in your genitals, like it's you've got the blood flowing, but it gives your skin such a beautiful glow and a soft to touch, you know, but it just makes you feel sensual. I think there's so much beauty in that. And that's part of self-care.
So you just
right?
go round and round.
You just go round. Like, so yeah. So if you're doing this and you
soft brittle brush.
It will be, you'll see, it's called a body brush, or you'll see like it'll say dry brush, and you can get it at Whole Foods. You can get it at any health food stores. So it has to be good quality. If not, that it'll come off, right? Or it'll be too rough on your skin. So very gentle. So I do that in the mornings. I take my omega-3s because, again, it helps to moisturize my skin, keep my skin clear. Let's see, exercise, of course. Yes. Right? Exercise, again, just makes me feel sexy, makes me feel powerful, makes me feel in control of my life and control of my body. Another thing is, on the days that I'm not really feeling myself, like if I look at myself, I'm like, okay, you know what, not today. Then what I do is I pick one thing that I love about myself, just one thing, or one thing that I accept about myself that day. Right? And just by holding that in my heart makes me feel that it just brings it back to my heart, saying, yes, I do matter, and I am enough, and I am beautiful. When we talk about the exterior, I would say, you know, like, wash your hair.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's a whole another world. You know, some women, I find, they really do give up on themselves with good reason, because life does take a toll, right? It does that. It can get a lot for women, and I've been there, and I've dragged myself out of it.
Yes.
And now I don't sacrifice my health and my beauty. It is a priority for me, right, to take care of myself, also externally, not just internally, because we're all doing the work and we all grow. Another thing I love lipstick. I love lipstick. I have two of my favorite ones. I have, and I alternate it, but it's you put that lipstick on, and it's like you go from woman to diva.
Ooh. Okay, explain to me, where's this lipstick from?
Well, my favorite ones are Charlotte Tilbury.
Okay.
Yes, I have two. So I have Bond Girl.
Ooh, okay.
Yes, and then I have Coral Kiss. That's the one I'm wearing today. It's the Coral Kiss. And then, actually, no, I have a third one too, and it's by NARS, and it's called Dragon Girl.
So when are we going shopping for this?
Yeah, right.
We totally need to do that.
We need to have, and then you need to have me back on your podcast so we can do like a makeup haul over.
That would be
like
so fun.
How to bring your sexy back. There you go. There's your topic.
I love the fact
and facials. Do facials. Take care of your skin. It's the only skin we have. Take care of it. So if you feel good, you will exude that sexual energy.
A lot of people have issues with going out right now for facials. So I'm going to give you a tip on what you could do at home to do a facial. Easy as this is what I used to do since I was a child too. Get your water to boil on the stove. And then when it's a little bit more warmer, not too hot, I put it on the counter, and I take a towel and I put it around, and I let it steep into my face. And so after I do that, I cleanse my face with water, and I take ice and start putting all over my face.
Yes. I do that.
Yeah. That really brightens your skin because you're opening up your pore, you're cleaning everything out of your pores.
Yes.
And then you're taking the ice to close your pores back up.
Yes. Yeah.
To do that. And I loved it. And I remember when I used to have a really bad sinus, I used to do the same thing. I used to put eucalyptus in there.
Yes.
And I used to just breathe the eucalyptus, but then at the same time, you're getting that onto your face, and you're getting that opening up your pores, and you're
and you know what gives you the natural glow, like that sun-kissed glow, is if you take coffee grinds. Okay. Then you have honey. Oof. And a little bit of sugar, like brown sugar. I use coconut sugar. And I do this is in the morning. So I'll do that. And I do a couple of times a week. And then you put it on your face, let it sit for 10 minutes, and then you wash it off. and it gives you this like sun-kissed look because of the coffee. And it's like, and then your face it's literally like glowing because exfoliation, right? Exfoliation, because as eventually as we get older, our skin, it's harder for it to exfoliate on its own. And of course, obviously we've got the collagen that is like decreasing on a daily basis as well. So really important to do that. Another thing is right now I'm like working on actually a mini course for doing like lymphatic massage, like skincare, like holistic skincare. So one of it is doing a lymphatic massage for your skin, like for your face, for fine lines and wrinkles. So, you know, I mean, I'm not going to get into like Botox and all that stuff, but there's a time and a place for that. But just by doing like things for your face, like doing massages and under eyes and forehead massages, again, these are all things that make you feel sexy.
Yes.
This is the self-care part, right? It's like getting ready, and, you know, get your waxing done. Like always, I always think like, this is my thing, you know, people like sometimes my girlfriend's like, oh, you know, if I don't have a partner, if I'm not seeing anybody or whatnot, and I still will go and get my waxing done. And then they're like, why do you still get it done? I'm like, well, just because no one's watering the grass doesn't mean it can't be trimmed.
Right.
Right. Like, so, I mean, like, even especially like, you know, if you're married, like do that for yourself.
And not just for yourself, but be nice to your partner and get it done.
Be kind. And then, you know, it doesn't have to be a special occasion. Like the special occasion is your life. Right. That's the biggest special occasion ever.
I got laser done, so I was really happy. I don't have to ever do my legs again, which is.
I need to get on that laser train.
Yeah, I did laser on my face. It didn't really work as well, but that's okay. I do the waxing. I got my eyebrows on even after what happened before, but
yeah,
got it done today, which was really nice. But you feel fresh and you feel good.
Yeah, you do.
You feel like, oh, you're back again, and those little feelings that we gets you to feel sexy, gets you to feel happy, getting dressed up, wearing heels, or whatever you feel like you want to wear.
Whatever.
Wear anything you feel comfortable with. The whole point about this is just to feel amazing with yourself.
Yes. And even if you're a mom and you're listening to this and you're thinking, oh my God, yes, it's so easy to talk about all these things, but where do I start? I would say start with one thing. Yeah. If you're going to tell me like what are some things that I can start with nutrition and just getting movement into your lifestyle, you know, change, like look at what you're eating, because again, that's going to help guide your hormones in the way that will activate your sex hormones more. They will give them more nutrition, and just get moving. Even if it's 30 minutes of speed walking a day, you don't have to, you know, right now with COVID, you know, a lot of people not going to the gym, but even if it's just movement.
Yeah.
Right? Just take that time for yourself day by day. You'll start to feel better. Your mood will change. And then maybe the 2 weeks after, you'll want to put lipstick on. The week after that, maybe you want to get your eyebrows done. Like that's how I started. It's like that little by little build on it. It's not go all in and then just think, okay, well, this is too much work.
Yeah. The other advice I would give you is, when you do get ready and you feel really, really good about yourself, don't expect your partner to tell you that you look good.
No.
Don't expect him to look at you and say, whoa, you look really good. Because you know what? That's going to put your ego and your energy back low. Be happy with who you are and be happy with the way that you look. Because even if he says it doesn't say it, you should still go to him and be like, hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
Or give him a kiss and a hug. Don't expect anything from him. And the whole part about this being the sexy you, being the sexual you, or being the person that you are, is letting it flow through you.
Mm-hmm.
Forget the partner. He won't say it to you, but you can speak to him and give him that big hug, give him that big kiss, and show him that you love him the way he is. And that is where the relationship starts, is when you start loving him for who he is and not expecting anything on return.
Yeah, absolutely. And then you start loving yourself for who you are.
Yeah.
Right. It's I think expectations is a big,
huge. It's like,
it's
if you haven't listened to my expectation podcast, you need to listen to that like ASAP. Because honestly speaking, when we start expecting things from other
mm-hmm,
people,
mm-hmm.
we start feeling bad. Like, why did this not happen? But it
Yes.
has nothing to do with them. It's about how
Yeah.
you're feeling, and it's about you.
Exactly. So here and yeah, and here's the thing. It's like if you're wanting to do something, do it because you want to do it, not because you expect a reaction, right?
Mhm.
Because at the end of the day, they didn't ask you to.
No,
They didn't. So
right.
if you want to do it like truly. And again, what we're talking about here, it's like when you get dressed up for you. And you know what? Yes, of course, it's a bonus for your partner to say, "Wow, you look beautiful."
You how
But
would
if
you feel if you never expected that? Like, oh, that was so nice of him to say something.
yeah, yeah, I mean, yeah, like for me right now, like I don't have a partner, so when I get dressed up, I have to look at myself and be like, "Whoa,
Okay.
oh yeah."
Last
Yeah.
last question. I really want to
Mhm.
ask you here, okay? Because I was gonna go and grab some chocolate right now and some
Oh yeah,
avocado,
yeah, yeah.
grapes, and other. Give me those. Do you have any specific foods that you would use, or I don't know, just eat just to get more
Eat.
sexy?
Yeah.
Strawberries, one with like a piece
Strawberries.
of
Yes.
strawberry.
Okay, let's go back to this. So, yes, so we mentioned berries, right? You want to get your antioxidants in there for your hormones. Remember, ladies, right? Then we've got our dark chocolate, so 70% or more. We're not talking milk chocolate, we're talking dark chocolate, right? So that's good for your libido. Avocados are great for your libido. Omega 3s are good for your libido because all of that, again, feed your hormones. They actually, help with the blood flow, right? Then we're talking cinnamon, ginger, um, uh, let's see, what else have we got? Nutmeg. So
Yeah.
anything that helps stimulate blood flow because it will help the blood flow to your genitalia as well. So all of those things, and we hear about the oysters, right? Some women have even, said that after eating steak, so if you eat meat and you've got the B12 and you've got energy, all the power to you. So definitely, but if you look at the pattern of it, it's whole food.
Right. So I had one post, she's eating chicken wings. What do you think about that?
What?
She says she feels it.
With chicken wings? Okay. Well, I'm thinking, okay, hold on a second. Well, it's chicken, okay? And it's protein, right? It breaks down into amino acids. Amino acids give your cells energy. So hey, if chicken wings do it for her, chicken wings do
Perfect.
it.
I
Yeah.
just want to say the food that you said when berries and stuff, it's great to start off with those, especially in the mornings. Really, really good way of starting your day, feeling sexy, feeling happy. And smoothie, greens, your vegetables.
Yes.
No, those are all really good.
Have
I
that.
love it because when I wake up in the morning, I love to have oats sometimes with my
Yes.
berries, and I do have dark chocolate on top of that. I
Mhm.
love my chocolate. If you know me, I love chocolate. I think I had too much of it today, so my tummy kind of got a bit upset. But I am a little bit more sexual today that way, so just
Yes.
heads up. But at the end of the day, it's everything. And I think with
Mhm.
this everything, when you say it's about loving yourself, it's about who you
Yes.
are. It's about being the person that you want to be, being confident about who you are. Stop
Mhm.
expecting things from your husband. Let him be the way that he wants to be, or your
Yeah.
partner, or whoever it is, right?
Yes.
Dress yourself, be yourself, do the love, the self-care, like you just said, right? The everything that you do,
Yeah.
putting lipstick on you, like getting dressed, wearing those heels,
Yeah.
doing the dry rub that you're saying, doing the
Yeah.
facials on your own. Like, you've given so much information here for all these women to try. They have so much to work on. And hey, ladies, try one thing a day.
Pick one thing,
One thing,
one
and
thing.
just
And
go for it.
yes, yeah. And just, just coming down to like breaking it down. Maybe, you're doing the diet and you're doing the exercise and you're still not feeling it. Then have a deeper look at your gut health. Maybe you are eating all the foods that you should be eating, but you're still not feeling it. Look at your stress in your life. Look at time management, right? I'm a big keener, like time management is like less like an OCD for me, but it's how I make time for life. If I don't have a good grip on my time management, I'm not going to have time to be with a partner. I'm not going to have time to take care of myself. I'm not going to have time for these amazing facials that we want to do. It's not going to work. And, when you look at time management, like put yourself on your priority list first, because when you feel good, people around you are going to feel that. They're going to feel that vibration. Right. And you know what, like feel sensual, like get dressed up, like just, even if you're home right now, who cares if you have nowhere to go, just do it. Like get up and do it for yourself.
You remind me of my 4-year-old. Every day she wants to I want to wear this dress. This dress, mommy. I'm like, it's too fancy, it's white. No, I'm going to wear it now. She wears she puts a towel on herself and she goes, I won't drop anything on my dress now. I'm like,
but you see, but I love that you mentioned that, Nishma, because we were all like that when we were little girls, that we wore that crown, we wore that princess gown, and we just felt like we were in control. We felt like we were Snow White or Cinderella. I don't even, I'm like, oh my God, I can't even remember these names anymore. But but it's like we need to put that crown back on.
We need to bring our inner child back.
Yes.
And we're acting too old and too what do you call it? We're acting like we're adults. We have a child inside of us still. Yes. Bring it out.
Let it playful.
And I think
playful.
Now I'm gonna let her wear whatever dress she wants, because I'm always saying no. It's like, you know what? Do it.
Let her do
for it, and I'm gonna do it with you.
Do it with her, and like it is like it's the playfulness. Like the biggest thing that gets lost is, when we talk about the chemistry, is that playfulness. That's what it is, right? It's so important. But there's so many different things that you can do. There isn't just one thing, but definitely I think that's so important for women, especially after having children, that the biggest thing we don't want to lose is ourselves.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. You've made this so educational for so many women, and I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure to be on your podcast with you, and you bring such amazing topics, and I'm just so grateful that you are on so many different social media platforms that women can get a hold of you. Like this is perfect. Like we all need to listen.
It's so great because we're all supporters of women, and that's what I'm here for, right? It's what we're both here for, and I love that. Like, I support you in so many ways. Really, really quickly, I know, Ashika, we're kind of running out.
Yes. Let's go.
We've done this for I don't know how long.
Before my son walks in again.
What was I going to say to you? We're doing a workshop, right? Together with Erin.
Yes, we are. Yes.
Really quickly, because I want women to know about it. And this is huge. And also, while she's explaining, make sure you guys are all subscribing on here. So if you guys are watching this, take a really quick snapshot. Show this to us on Facebook or on Instagram that you are watching us. Tag us on there. And when you do, we will shine you on our stories. So make sure you do that. All of you, whoever's watching it, it'll be fun to see how many of you guys actually did watch it. It'll be really, really fun to see. Ashika, tell us a little bit about that workshop.
So it is we launched the Hey Mama Collective, my girlfriend Erin and I, and it is a workshop for moms to reinvent themselves again, to reinvent their sexuality, to reinvent their mental health, and their taking care of their body. Because Nishma's like, I love that you're part of it. Like she's, you're getting moms their groove back. So we've got the exercise part of like taking care of your body and journaling, but then there's the mental health, and I'm doing the nutrition, and it is a workshop for moms to really connect to themselves again and find out who they are.
And it's almost everything that we've been talking about today.
Oh my God, yes. And Gabby's on it, and she's doing Gabriella by name. She's an amazing intuitive coach and a women's sexual health coach, and she's on there, and she's going to be talking a lot more in depth about what we talked about here. But it's just a wonderful workshop, and we're so excited to launch that project. So it's pretty cool.
Any moms out there, if you're looking at
Any
it,
mom.
I'm going to set in all the descriptions on the bottom of this.
Oh,
I'm going to
thank
let you know about the workshop. I'm going to let you know how to get a hold of Ashika or Aaron. They're going to be on the same media setting right there. Myself, we have a group. Ashika has a group too as well. Like, get us in there,
Yes.
click on that link
Yeah.
and get on our group, because honestly speaking, this is what you need right now, is to get as many women together all over the place and just grow into a community of beautiful people and just learn so much from each other. And that is why we are here. So thank you, Ashika. Thank you so much for being
so
here.
much.
Always with my heart.
It's always a blast.
It really is. And
Never
today,
a dull moment.
biggest thing I want to say is have fun with your partner. Okay.
Yes,
Don't
have
be
fun.
shy. Do the waxing, do the laser, put that lipstick on.
Put that lipstick on, wash your hair, get out there, get moving.
And have fun, everyone.
And have
Thank you
fun.
so much for being here and listening. Please don't forget to subscribe and send in any messages you do have. Cannot wait to see these on all over media if you do watch them. Have a great day, guys. Bye.